Hello and welcome to the Dive Bomb Auto Racing Connected League. Today we're here for race number one of the SimRapMarket.com National Series here at Daytona. So ready to kick things off here for this season's iRacing Oval event in the art community. And let me get things set up here. There we go. So they're in practice right now for another about 7 minutes. Give it 6 minutes actually, and then we'll head to qualifying and then into the main event. So we got about 19 entries so far for this race, as we'll head trackside to see how everybody's doing. There's the 00 of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, about to make his first start in the oval event. Actually, no, it's not his first start. He raced towards the end last season and then a lot in the late model off-season challenge. And so he's looking to maybe contend for a title in the National Series. As right behind him is Donald Stern in that 88, then Gabe Gazzola, Jared Wilson, Michael Walls to follow. A few names that are all five of these names have been here forever, all the way back on PlayStation when they were racing in the NASCAR Heat games, and now they've all five made it here into iRacing and are ready to get things going here. As you see, three wide, Jared in the middle. So a few things to talk about. Jackson Glenn Austin, he is not here right now. I don't know if he's going to show up, but he was the ARC iRacing champion last season after getting, I believe, 7-8 wins on the season. So definitely the best driver all year long, but he's not here today. And so we'll go talk about that number 18, Gabe Gazzola, who has won the past two Super Speedway events last season at Daytona and Talladega. So he's looking to go 3 in a row here. Of course, those were with the next gens, and now we're here with the Class B cars in iRacing terms. So everything's going to be a lot different. Handling-wise, just all the tracks these drivers have gotten used to last season with the next gens is just out the window now, as they have to get used to them with these cars. Every single track type is going to be different. As we'll pull up the ticker here. You see 3 minutes left. Dylan Bam has the top spot. He is currently not on track, it looks like. He's on pit road. I believe he's that number 2 car right there. Sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Or does that say Doin' Donuts? Oh yeah, it does say Doin' Donuts. So he has the top spot right now. Gabe Gazzola second, then Donald Stern third. And all but 3 drivers have come out on the racetrack to set a lap. Little pack right here. 4 cars. Just getting some practice time out there with these new Xfin, with the not new, but these new type of series in the ARC community. Just trying to see how much you can actually push and wear these back bumpers on these Class B cars. See, big block by the 40 up into the wall, and now they're all spinning. Good thing it's just practice. As we got about a minute and a half left, you see a last group of cars coming out on track. There you see the league owner, the guy who runs most things, the guy who uh, owns ARC in general. That's AJ Knickel coming out on the racetrack. Currently sitting 10th fastest, but really speed does not, or your fastest time really does not matter. As we all know, if you've watched NASCAR, if you don't even have to watch NASCAR to know that Daytona and Talladega, they just all stay in a pack. And right behind him is Luke Allen in that number 7. Pretty sure one of AJ's moderators. So we got about 17 seconds left. A couple cars making their final runs. And that will end practice, so it's going to be Dylan Bam, that number 2, with the fastest time. It looks like Gabe's going to come home second, and then everyone's just wrecking now. So now we're going to head into qualifying. 22 drivers have registered. You can still join in during qualifying. But I will ride on board with somebody. We'll ride on board when he comes out on track with the number 18 of Gabe Gazzola. There you see. We'll go. That's the wrong camera angle, but the roll bar. Here we go. Like I mentioned, Gabe Gazzola. He's won the last 2 restrictor plate races here in the Oval iRacing Series. So he's looking to make it a 3-peat. Of course, the little late model series, our off-season series they had. Of course, they never went to a plate track with those cars. That would just be a disaster. So out of turn number 4, Gazzola's going to head on to his first lap. You get 2 laps here for qualifying. And everyone's times will probably be relatively close. You see Gabe running that high line on his first lap. He'll probably move down close to that yellow line on his second lap. It's down the back straightaway. And coming out of turn number 4 to complete his first lap, you'll probably see him dive down to the inside. Not yet, it'll be after the dry oval. It looks like Jonathan Juergensmeyer, first one across the line. Now you see Gabe, he tops Jonathan. Now Duncan Fogg to the top. Now Jared Wilson all the way to the top. 4 cars have set a lap so far. All 4 of them on their second lap now. And still this number 3 of Jared Wilson on the top. As multiple cars setting their laps, so far 9. Of course, some drivers will come out later. Some drivers won't even qualify at all. Hunter Young to the top now. Jonathan Juergensmeyer goes back to the top. They just keep switching that top position. Let's see if anyone else. Yep, Gabe Gazzola to the top now. Duncan Fogg is second. And Jared coming through the tri-oval. He will qualify. Looks like he's going to stay in 5th. So right now, Gabe Gazzola with the top spot. And he's just going to peel it onto the back straightaway, probably stop on track. Andrew Davis up to 6th. Now Donald Stern takes 5th. Trevor Burns on his first lap. up to 10th, but it's going to be Dylan Bam taking the top spot. Now it's AJ Knickel taking the top spot on his second lap. Cameron Lopez takes third. Hunter Young up to 7th. So right now, AJ Knickel to the top. So we'll get the tower here. Here comes Ty. And Jake Scarborough to the top now. We'll see where Ty lands here on that number 97. This comes to complete his second lap, and he will go straight to the top. Ty Higginbotham right now on pole. Traver Burns coming to complete his second lap. Let's see where that puts him. It puts him up in the 6th. So a total of 15 drivers have run a lap. Right now that 97 takes the top spot. So we only got about 30 seconds left. I don't think Jose is going to make it in time. Pretty sure it's just a 5-minute qualify, and we only got 20 seconds left. So we'll see if that 5-minute mark, 2 seconds left. And yep, it's finished. So Jose could not get his lap in time. It's going to be Ty Higginbotham with the pole here at Daytona. So we'll get to your starting lineup. So on the pole, we have Ty Higginbotham with Jake Scarborough right beside him. Row number 2, AJ Knickel with Dylan Bam. Row number 3, Cameron Lopez with Traver Burns. Row number 4, Gabe Gazzola and Duncan Faw. And then rounding out your top 10, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer and C.D. Mangrum. Row number 6, Hunter Young with Luke Allen. Row number 7, Donald Stern, Andrew Davis. Row number 8, Jared Wilson, Francis Hamilton. Row number 9, Jimmy Cocker and Michael Walls. And then rounding out your top 20, Hunter McDivitt with Rivers Jones. You see the last 2 cars there, Jose and Andrew. Or Andrew and Jose. Rounding out your field, I'm pretty sure. Yes, they are. So that's your starting lineup here at Daytona. As now everyone's gridding up on pit road. A 60-lap event here. I believe most leagues usually do 100, so this is about a 40-lap shorter event than last season's race. Or not last season's, but the next-gen series they ran. This is technically a different series because of the Class B cars. As the pace car is rolling off, it's going to be Ty Higginbotham. Will lead us to the green. But they got to go a whole lap around. So anything can happen here at Daytona. 22 cars, 22 drivers ready to take it on. Anybody can win this race. Especially when every car in the field is even. Just you gotta watch out for the wrecks. You gotta watch out for drivers making aggressive moves. You just got to watch out for a lot of things at these plate tracks. But these drivers are ready, all 22 of them. There's only one pace lap around this big racetrack. These drivers are ready to kick off this National Series season. And ready to kick off a new iRacing Oval Series. As the pace car is going to peel left down pit road, Ty Higginbottom with Jake Scarborough on the front row, and green flags out here at Daytona. Ooh, things got tight back there on the back straightaway. I think that was the 5 into the back of AJ Knickel, almost spinning him out early. But AJ got it back going. Kept it straight. As Jake Scarborough takes the race lead. That's a Cameron Lopez in the 5, by the way. So Scarborough with Dylan Bam. And then Ty sits in 3rd. As for the most part, single file. And you gotta be careful pushing in these race cars. Of course, with the next gens, they're very easy to push. With these Xfinity cars, or the Class B cars, pushing someone in front of you could get them very, very sideways. It's definitely a lot easier to lose the race car with the Class B cars and not the next gens. As AJ Knickel, he's trying that outside lane with another driver. That's the 89, who was looking 3 wide, but back behind him. That's Francis Hamilton. 56 also there. Just trying to make that outside lane work. So I think Jurg has jumped up to the outside lane now. Yes, he has. So now he's going to try to lead the charge. As Andrew Davis right now sits in the rear. As Francis, he was looking 3 wide again on AJ, but decided to back off. As Jurg, he's moving his way through the field. He's right now side by side with 2nd. That's Dylan Bam in that 2. And now to the outside, here he comes, trying to get a run. A bit sideways on corner exit, but here he comes to the outside of Jake Scarborough. Getting a push from AJ Knickel. Jake Scarborough has Dylan Bam behind him. A few cars hitting the apron there. As Francis is looking 3 again, but couldn't get to the outside of the 47. And I don't know who's going to lead this lap. It looks like it's going to be Jurg in that 00. So side by side, a few rows deep here on lap number 5. Haven't really seen any 3 wide action yet. But I think Francis Hamilton wants to show us some 3 wide action as he keeps looking to the outside. And here he comes now on AJ Knickel. Help from that 56. So they're about to be 3 by 3 for the race lead. Maybe not. Jurg clears and he's going to go low right in front of Jake. Now AJ Knickel stuck in the middle. Help from Cameron Lopez. Just how aggressive do you want to be this early? As he's going to come up and block Francis Hamilton. I was going to keep that 5 stuck in the middle lane. And stuck in that sucker hole. As he's got nowhere to go. Now he actually tucks in front of that 47. As I think the outside lane kind of died out there. But it's going to be Jonathan Juergensmeyer leading this pack. Jake Scarborough right behind him to help. Jurg relatively new to iRacing. Hasn't really had it for too long. I think that 77 of Jake Scarborough, he started sometime last year, middle of last year. That really hasn't been that long for him either. And of course, Jake Scarborough runner-up in a side-by-side finish at Talladega to Sean Kissany. For the most part, single file, you got 3 cars on that outside lane. Francis Hamilton just trying to lead a charge. 56 of Andrew behind him. And that's the 31 of Jimmy Cocker, too. But coming on to lap number 8. Ooh, Trayvon Burns. What a save by that. I'm pretty sure that's the 02. And he's going to need room to get back up. Duncan Fall was on his back bumper. As we'll go back and take a look at that replay. As he almost got wrecked coming out of the corner. There you go. Just a bit of a stack up, and Duncan Fall did not realize it. Wow, what a save by Trayvon Burns there. As everybody's kept it straight. As while that was happening, we actually have a little battle for the lead. Francis Hamilton trying to make that move up top. He's got more help with the 7 and 91, and Francis Hamilton's going to go to the race lead. So him and Andrew will tuck in front of Jurg. As now here comes the 31 of Jimmy Cocker. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Jimmy Cocker and Jackson Glenn Austin. They had a bit of controversy in the final race of the Next Gen series out of Phoenix. A little bit of contact between both of them sent that 31 car around. Pretty sure it was Jimmy Cocker. I don't have any other name in mind. But he's got to be pushed to the lead by the 91 of Rivers Jones. Maybe not. Francis back on that inside lane. So far, it's been relatively clean. We've seen 2 drivers get a bit swirly, but that was about it. No one's really wrecked. As wow, Francis was just on the apron a lot there. As it's going to be Jimmy Cocker looking like he's going to lead this lap. And yes, he will. He's going to stay up high with Rivers Jones. So we got 10 laps completed so far. Still a bigger train on the inside lane, but this outside lane's got about 6 cars that are trying to make something happen. Right now, the inside lane's kind of prevailing a little bit better. As Francis back up to the race lead. And actually, he went up high to block Jimmy Cocker. How about we go to that 91 of Rivers Jones? Let's see what he's seeing right now. Well, not that camera. The roll bar. Just in the middle of this pack right now. Really nowhere to go for him. He can jump up high if he wants, but he's just going to stay in line. We're still early in this event. So he doesn't want to make any aggressive moves early, like we've seen some drivers do already. Luke Allen way up the racetrack. Still going to stay in front of AJ Knickel. And now the 56 of Andrew to the race lead. Help from Jonathan Juergensmeyer. And Jerk way down low. I think he's just kind of dropping off. His Go Inc. teammate is going to let him in front of him. That's Duncan Fall. Luke Allen also dropping back on that outside lane. So Andrew Zapfa still leading this event. Jake Scarborough right behind him. So right now the top two are clear if they want to go high. As one car has lost the draft, that's Hunter Young in the 87, the only car to lose the draft so far. And he's actually on the front straightaway, so they'll catch him pretty quick. I'm not really sure when pit stops will be, probably around lap 20 to 25. As the top few have already just kind of cleared themselves. Jimmy Cocker on that outside lane, not really going anywhere. As a few drivers bailing back there, AJ Knickel went down low, same for Cameron Lopez. And a few more drivers back up to the outside lane. Andrew in that 56. I don't know if he got shuffled out or not, but Jake Scarborough is back to the race lead. So now it's Andrew Zapfa leading the outside lane with Francis Hamilton, but it's really going nowhere. It's coming on to lap number 16. Jake Scarborough in the race lead. Still looking for his, I'm pretty sure he's still looking for a first iRacing League win. Points-wise, he does have an all-star race win in a different league under some circumstances. Some of you may know that. That's the only time he's ever really seen victory lane. Like I said, he came oh so close last season at Talladega, but got beat by Sean Kissany in a photo finish. Dylan Bam, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure he's been to victory lane a few times. In all sorts of series, I'm pretty sure he's been in victory lane in the NASCAR Heat Series. I don't know if he's in the F1 series. ARC has a lot of series. So right now, single file for the most part. I don't see any side-by-side battle in the field. Hunter Young's still the only one to lose the pack. And now here we go. Two Go Inc. cars. That's Jonathan Juergensmeyer with Duncan Faw. Trevor Burns right behind them. It's 3 against a bunch, though, so we'll see. But Juerg right now is prevailing. And he's going to lead this lap. Him and Duncan Faw are clear if they want to go low, and they do. They're going to leave Trevor Burns, though. And he's going to be stuck on that outside lane going way to the back. Maybe not. Ty Higginbotham is going to let him in. They might be teammates. As it's just a single file train. These drivers keeping it calm right now. But you got 4 total Go Inc. drivers in this race. All running same designed paint schemes with different colors. You got Jonathan Juergensmeyer, who's green. Duncan Faw, who's blue. You got Andrew Davis, who's orange. And then Hunter McDivitt, who's red. As you see a car poking up to that outside lane, that's AJ Knickel. Cameron Lopez going with him. As I don't know if 2 cars is really going to be enough. They might need a few more cars up there, as they're about to catch Hunter Young. So this is going to be interesting, lapping him. As we'll also see when pit stops come around. Of course, getting on the pit road is pretty slick. We've seen many drivers spin out coming onto pit lane. So we'll see how these drivers handle it, as they've completed almost 19 and a half laps, coming on to lap number 21. As you see, the outside lane's actually kind of prevailing, as there's AJ Knickel. He's side by side with Duncan Fa. As, ooh, where's Hunter gonna go? Oh, he's gonna block Jurg way up the racetrack, and now he's 3 wide. That was a bit confusing. Oh, he's still all over the place. There's Dylan Bam, all the way on the apron. I don't think Jurg knew really where he was gonna go. Oh, AJ turns to Duncan Fa up into Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Looks like about a 3-car wreck here. Ty Higginbottom, your pole sitter, he is destroyed. Thanks, Jake Scarborough. Yeah, Jake Scarborough also around in the back. Looks like big damage, and yeah, he's pulled it down pit road. I'm not sure what happened there, but I saw AJ Knickel. I think he got turned first, and then he came down into Duncan Fa. We'll go all the way back to turn number 2, or turn number 4. When they came up on the lap car of Hunter Young. So here we go. As they come up to the lap car, so you see Jurg just doesn't know where he's going to go. I don't think Hunter Young really knew where he was going to go either. And then in the trial oval here, I'm not sure what exactly happens. Oh, Lopez gives... Oh, Jake Scarborough hard into that inside wall. You see Higginbottom in it as well. Yeah, it looks like Lopez got into the back of AJ, got him sideways. I didn't even realize Jake Scarborough's hit into that inside wall. That was pretty big. We'll get closer here. Watch it in slow motion. You'll see the 5 come up on the 47 here and just gives him a bad push, basically. And then AJ Knickel goes down into the 77 and 76. And of course, just a chain reaction also collects Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. You see the push. And around they go. Lopez somehow misses these guys, but of course 1 car was going to get collected. Ooh, Dylan Bam a little bit in that, and a poor Ty Higginbottom. Just nowhere to go for that 97 machine. So we'll go back here with the 77. We'll watch it in real time, just his big hit into this inside wall. That's going to end his day. I'm pretty sure Higginbotham's day and Jurg's day are also done. But everyone came down pit road. We were about on the pit road stretch, so everybody's in. And out first will be AJ Knickel. So Hunter Young will get the lucky dog. The only car 1 lap down. So AJ Knickel, Traber Burns, Dylan Bam, Cameron Lopez, and C.D. Mangrum. Your top 5 coming out of pit road. Then it's Jose, Andrew, Luke, Jimmy, and Rivers. So you see a few more cars coming out pit road, just trying to fix their damage, maybe taking tires as well. It's Andrew and Jared Wilson. They're kind of staying down pit road for a little while. So you see Jared's out. So we should be coming to the one to go this time by. As I'm not sure if there's a choose cone in this league, but we'll see once they come across the stripe. It doesn't look like it. As no, so they'll just line up double file. Yeah, and just what we could take from that wreck is anything could happen in a split second. I mean, we saw 3 of those drivers were 1, 2, 3. The 3 that have no, actually no. What does it say? Andrew Davis is last. I'm not sure. Some cars are coming down and take a little bit of extra fuel. Like I was saying though, wrecks can happen anywhere basically. That's what I'm trying to say. As we saw Jurg, Duncan Faw, and Jake Scarborough all wreck up front while they were 1, 2, 3. And even being the pole sitter, Ty Higginbotham. And now he's out of this race, just the highest of highs and lowest of lows. As a lot of drivers pitted, only 6 drivers stayed out, so everyone's going to be starting on that inside lane. That's going to be Michael Walls, the first one out. Unless the league owner says you can, you're not really supposed to jump up to that outside lane. Every driver that pitted there should be staying single file. As I'm not really sure what happened to Andrew Davis. He might have lagged out, but that will mean 4 cars total DNF'd. So only 3 cars on the outside lane. We'll see how far that goes. And we'll see who jumps up there quickly to get behind the 41, it looks like. As the pace car's down pit road, it's going to be AJ Knickel leading us back to the green flag after our first caution. And green flag's back in the air here at Daytona. A great jump by that 47. As look at this Rocket Man back here. Jared Wilson up to third, and he's going to go all the way to the race lead. A Kyle Busch restart for that number 3. We'll see if that's allowed. But he's going to take the race lead away. That's incredible. So he'll definitely be caught very fast here. As he's out of the draft, here he comes, just a sitting duck. He's just going to pull high and let these cars by. So AJ Knickel back to the race lead. Coming on to lap number 26. So with those cars pitting, coming to 1 to go till green, we'll see if it helps them in the long run. Like I said, I don't know what the fuel window is. I just think it's shorter. I just think it's going to be shorter than what we usually do because it's a shorter race. As the field's kind of spread apart, we got about 5 cars, 6 cars, 7 cars that were spread apart from the rest of the pack. Now here comes the 91. Making a big move with Jimmy Cocker behind him. As Rivers Jones, here he comes on the outside of AJ Knickel. So I hear a lap car. That's Andrew Davis. I guess Hunter Young did not get his lap back, because it's still showing him a lap down. As AJ really swirly on that inside, that might allow Rivers Jones to get in front of him, and it will. So Rivers Jones is clear if he wants to go low, but he wants to stay up high there with Jimmy Cocker. So they're coming up to the lap car of Andrew Davis, who will be put 2 laps down. AJ Knickel back to the inside lane with a run. Help from Dylan Bam. And he's going to take the race lead away from Rivers Jones. We come on to lap number 29, just shy of halfway. We've only seen 1 caution, but it ended 3 drivers' nights. As Dylan Bam very swirly on that inside lane. That's not going to help AJ Knickel. Here comes that 91 back to the outside of Rivers Jones. And he's going to take the race lead away from AJ Knickel. Now here comes AJ back to the inside lane. They just keep trading. It's down the back straightaway. Rivers Jones has the advantage, but AJ Knickel to that inside lane. And them being side by side, where's Andrew Davis going to go? As they come up to Andrew Davis. He's going to stay low, so AJ's going to have to go middle. No, he's going to slow down and get run into the back of by Dylan Bam, trying to hold on to it. Contact again. They're still sliding on the apron. And here they are going to hold on to it. Nope, he's still sliding. And now he's going to hang on. AJ Knickel just drifted those 2 corners. And incredible, another great save here at Daytona by AJ Knickel and Dylan Bam. And again, a lap car, Andrew Davis, which I'm not really sure if Davis did anything wrong. He kind of stayed low, chose his lane, but AJ backed off and Dylan Bam did not expect it. In the grass, sideways the whole time, came back up the racetrack. A nice save by that 47. But he's going to be out of the pack now. As Jimmy Cocker is going to inherit the race lead. Looks like a 5-car breakaway. Nope, never mind. There's a few cars. 7-car breakaway plus Andrew Davis, who's a lap down. Or 2 laps down. So it's a 6-car lead lap pack. As leading that second pack back there is Jose. And they're all single file trying to catch that front pack. There's Gabe Gazzola. Haven't talked much about him. But maybe that's his strategy to win these races. He has won the last 2 restrictor plate races, so he's looking to maybe get it done again. But they got to stay single file to catch that front pack. As it's going to be easy when they're going to be battling side by side. You see Rivers Jones trying to take the lead away from Jimmy Cocker. Andrew Davis just barely hanging on to this pack. As the second group of cars smartly stay in single file. So that they can close in on this lead lap. Not the lead lap, but the leaders. As they're staying side by side, Rivers Jones still trying to look for a way around Jimmy Cocker. But 4 cars on the inside, 2 cars on the outside. Don't know how long that's going to last. As if we take a look at the fastest lap here, it's actually a 3-way tie between Traber Burns, Rivers Jones, and Jimmy Cocker. Actually, never mind. Someone beat them. Andrew Zepfi, my bad, with a 46.95. And there you see the second pack caught up. Gabe Gazzola went to that outside lane. No one went with him. That's unfortunate. But single file for the most part again. Jimmy Cocker in the race lead. Don't see any side-by-sides battle until you get back here with Michael Walls and Duncan Faw. Donald Stern right behind them, trying to give that 48 a push. And now Jose goes to that outside lane. So now he's going to be leading it. Michael with a big push to his back bumper. The outside lane's kind of breaking apart though. It might be coming back to life, though. Jose staying on that outside lane. And now more cars. Francis Hamilton will lead the line now. Michael Walls is looking 3 wide on Jose. Here he comes to the middle. And we almost had a collision back there with Jared Wilson and Luke Allen. Michael Walls to the middle. Is he going to look high? No, he's not. Jose's going to tuck it behind him. As Rivers Jones going to lead that outside lane. Francis Hamilton to the inside. Rivers Jones trying to get a big push from Micah. Here we go. A little bit of a 2-car tandem as they're breaking away from Jose. But now Jose reeling them back in. Rivers Jones, though, out front. Not for long. Here comes Francis Hamilton. We're coming to 24 laps to go. A bit of contact there between the 2 leaders. You want to be careful with netcode. One of the biggest problems iRacing has. It could strike any moment. As Rivers Jones went down low, that's going to leave the door open for Michael Walls. Trying to reel him in, but he can't quite get there. As we still maybe have one more pit stop this race. Rivers Jones out front. But Micah's trying to get on that quarter panel of the 91. Really can't go anywhere. Here comes Donald Stern, 3 wide on Jose. Micah's going to go up high to help him. Jared Wilson there as well. Cameron Lopez also to the outside. Jose's going to tuck in behind Andrew. So that kind of killed the outside lane a little bit. As Hunter Young in that 87, he's hoping for a caution quick because they'll probably be catching AJ Knickel in a few laps. As Michael Wallace, he's got a nice push from Donald Stern. Here he comes to that outside lane. And now he's got a good push to the quarter panel of Rivers Jones. And it looks like that 48 might lead his first lap tonight. He will. Michael Wallace out to the race lead. We'll see if he can clear that number 91. Still side by side for the race lead. Bit swirly behind them, both cars in the second lane. As a huge push coming from Donald Stern. Micah's clear, but he's going to probably stay up high with the 88. As Donald gets shuffled out of line, now it's going to be Jared Wilson pushing that 48, but that's going to kill the outside line a little bit. As Rivers Jones back to the race lead with 21 laps to go. Yeah, I'm not sure if Donald just was forced out of line or if he just accidentally moved up out of line. But wow, that outside lane, a little bit killed. I hear a car. I think it was AJ. They're very quickly catching him. And him and Hunter Young are going to have a battle. Ooh, Francis on that apron. Scared Micah a little bit, but here comes Micah to that outside lane. As we are coming to 20 laps to go this time by. Francis back on the apron. Can't really pass down there. Or maybe you can. I don't know if there's the yellow line rule in this league. As that outside lane has kind of formed back with 4 cars. Francis way down low. He's going to back out of this pack. Going way to the back. That's going to kill the inside lane's momentum. And Michael Walls is going to take the race lead. Help from Jared Wilson and Gabe Gazzola. And now they're going to go low on the apron. Yeah, they can actually hit that apron now coming into turn number 4 without having to worry, or coming into turn number 3 without having to worry about a glitch. So that's a big relief. As Gabe Gazzola slides in to 3rd. And these 3 drivers were in the back basically the first half of this race, but now they're coming up here and getting active. As the outside lane is pretty much dead, it's Luke Allen and Donald Stern. The only 2 cars up there. As they're trying to get something to work. Inside lane had a bit of a stack up. But it's a long way to that race lead. As here they come lapping AJ Knickel. He's going to smartly stay up on that outside lane where there's less cars. And him and the 87 are going to be battling for that lucky dog. Oh, Andrew, he's going to spin into the grass. And he's going to come into the corner, so look out. No caution. I saw the 76 of Duncan Fawn, Traver Burns, making contact too. Surprisingly, no yellow, but it was only a single car spin. Sorry about the camera angle there. I didn't know it was going to change. We'll go back and see what happened. Just on the back straightaway here, a bit of a stack up. Francis gets into the back of the 56, and around he goes. Oh, Jose hard into the wall. Andrew Davis just missing. And Jose hit that wall pretty hard, and he is down pit road. So him and Andrew are down, so that's going to be even more cars a lap down. But no caution for that single car incident. As we got drivers pitting, so here we go, final green flag pit stops. Dylan Bam, oh, there goes the 81 of Hunter McDivitt around. Shouldn't bring out a caution, but like I was saying, pit stops. Very slick coming onto pit road. AJ Knickel. Oh, the 89 of Francis Hamilton spins on pit road. That's going to be a long stop for him. Fuel only for Rivers Jones. There's CD. Duncan Fall also in. So we'll see who else comes down pit road. Out of the corner. Yep, here they come. The rest of them, it looks like. Way down low. Ooh, Donald trying to get it slowed up. Same for Gabe. Very tight coming onto pit road, but they all have managed to save it. And that's the rest of the field coming in. Some drivers have to move. You don't ghost on pit road until you get close to your pit box. So you could easily get turned or hit somebody. So we'll see where CD comes out. The 3-car pack. Everyone else nowhere to be seen. As they're coming out of turn 4 now, I think they took fuel only. These drivers also taking fuel only. Donald Stern, the first one out, with Gabe Gazzolo behind him. And I don't think they're going to be able to catch Donald Stern, but we'll see. As we'll report penalties once we go about another lap around here. Yeah, they're going to be nowhere close to this front pack. That's Jose. He's a lap down. Michael Wallace had a bad pit stop. He's all the way back there. So it looks like a 5-car breakaway. We'll see if CD can catch the front pack here. So they should all be getting up to speed, and yes, they will. So it looks like it's going to be a 8-car race for the win unless we get a caution. So they got a big run, but really nowhere to go with Jose on that outside lane, so they're going to wisely back off. But it's going to be Donald Stern out front, who says, the leaderboard says he's still on pit road, but that's obviously a lie. Gabe Gazzola second, Luke Allen third, Jimmy Cocker fourth, and Jared Wilson fifth. And other cars in this pack, CD Mangrum, Rivers Jones, and Dylan Bam. And you got Jose there as well, but he's the lap down. Everybody else will not be able to compete for this win unless we get a caution. And they're all pretty much spread apart. A lot of these drivers up front here have multiple wins in ARC in general. Donald Stern used to win a lot of races back in the Heat 4 days. Heat League in this. And of course, Gabe Gazzola, he has a few iRacing win. He has a few PlayStation wins on Project Cars, the Heat games. He's won in a few series. Luke Allen has also won in a few series. Same for Jimmy Cocker. Jared Wilson hasn't been able to find victory lane in ARC iRacing, but he is a winner in ARC in general, back on all the Heat games. I think Dylan Bam and Rivers Jones, they've won before in ARC. I think Dylan Bam has won in iRacing. I'm not sure about Rivers Jones. And then CD Mangrum, I'm not so sure about him. I'm not really sure what his ARC legacy is. But I'll learn that after this race. So it looks like nobody did end up with a penalty, so good for everybody. We only had 2 spins, Hunter McDivitt and Francis Hamilton. But we come to 11 laps to go. Laps are winding down here. So far, just single file up front. 3-car pack here. They're actually not too far away from the leaders. 6-second gap, but with them being single file up front, there's no way that 3-car pack's going to catch. Looks like Hunter Young is about to go another lap down. But out of turn number 4, Donald Stern and the rest of this pack are going to see 10 laps to go this time by here at Daytona. We'll see how clean they keep it. We'll see if there's any cautions within here and 1 to go. As Hunter Young is going to stay up high. As I'm not going to speak too soon, but Micah Walls, he has closed in almost a second on this front pack. Him, Traver Burns, and AJ Knickel. AJ Knickel, he's a lap down, but he's got to catch that number 40 who's in this front pack for that lucky dog. Actually, where is... Actually, no, he's in front of the 40, so the 40 is 2 laps down. So AJ Knickel's only 1 lap down, my bad. Should have been looking at the leaderboard. But we got 9 laps to go. It's still Donald Stern out front. Micah is closing in. He's getting big pushes from AJ Knickel. We'll see how long AJ's engine can last before it starts overheating. But they're trying. They've closed in to about 4 seconds. Coming to 8 laps to go. It's still Donald Stern leading this one. Gabe Gazzola in second. This is the average late race Xfinity plate race. They stay single file until about 5 laps to go. So we'll see the first driver, who the first driver to make a move will be. As Michael Wallace, he's pulled it into 2.5 seconds now. He is closing in fast. So it looks like we're going to have 2 more cars for this battle. And he's closed into the back of Hunter Young. He's got the draft. He's about to have a huge run on this pack. So coming to 7 laps to go, 2 more players added to this front pack. So it's a 10-car race for the win. Lap cars going high to get out of the way. Both of them 2 laps down. Of course, AJ doesn't really have to battle them. Michael Walls with a huge run. He looks high on Dylan Bam, but he's really not going to go anywhere. He doesn't have any help. Oh, Dylan Bam goes up high now. Jared Wilson also up high. Oh, Jimmy Cocker, I think he wanted to go high, but made contact with the 9. And I tell you what, this is going to be a generational comeback for Michael Walls, as here he comes to the race lead. Help from Jared Wilson. Wilson a bit loose behind him, now out of the pack. Donald Stern's going to lead this lap. Dylan Bam now behind Micah. 6 laps to go. So no one up front was making any moves until Michael Wallace showed up, and now here we go. So, oh, Jared Wilson hard into the wall in the back. That's going to end his night. No caution. So we'll go back and take a look. See what happened real quick to him. As we saw him get shuffled out of line. Oh, got loose down into Rivers Jones and down into Hunter Young. Big hit into that outside wall, which will end his night. But we'll go back to live event, as it's Michael Walls in the race lead with 5 laps to go. Michael looking for his first ARC iRacing win. Of course, has a lot of ARC wins in the Heat Series. NASCAR Heat Series. Here comes Dylan Bam to his outside lane. Help from AJ Knickel. Of course, AJ's a lap down, so he won't play a factor, but he's going to try to push his Team 44R teammate to this race victory. Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, 2020 Clash style. Well, we've got 4 laps to go here at Daytona. We've seen 2 different wrecks, but none of them have brought out yellows this run. We'll see if they can make it around 3 more times until we actually have no more yellows. So a few lap cars in the distance. Don't know if they're going to catch him or not, but here comes Dylan Bam with a nice push on the outside lane. And he's going to almost clear Micah, but he's going to stay up high with AJ. Two teammates on the outside lane, two teammates on the inside lane. Pretty sure we got JBM inside. Team 44R on the outside. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. They could be T1A inside, but I doubt it. All I know is that they're teammates. As that outside lane kind of died out. Donald Stern with a big push to Micah. So the lap car is Cameron Lopez, who is slow on the apron. As Dylan Bam coming back on that outside lane, there's Cameron Lopez who's going to go a lap down. Maybe they didn't get enough fuel in that race car. As out of turn number 4, we are coming to 2 laps to go. This time by, we'll see if they can make it back to the white. Micah leads that lap, but Dylan Bam to his outside. This is where they're going to get nice and close to each other's quarter panels. Get that side draft. As Micah's going to pull ahead of Dylan Bam. And remember, just a few laps ago, Micah was 6 seconds back. And he's going to go up high, blocking Donald. Now Donald's looking low. And here comes Donald Stern to his inside. Now Micah gets help from Dylan Bam, but bad push. AJ making contact with Luke Allen. Rivers Jones making contact with Jose. He's going to hold on to it. But Donald Stern takes the lead. Coming to the white flag this time by. No more cautions. 1 lap to go here at Daytona. Look who's sitting in second. The guy who's won the last 2 restrictor plate races. That's Gabe Gazzola. Michael Wells trying to make something work on that outside lane, but it's kind of dying out with only 2 cars. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway for the final time. CD way up to that outside lane. Oh, they're wrecking Micah around. Luke Allen there as well. Here comes CD Mangrove to the outside. Help from AJ Knickel. They all make contact. Gabe goes around. It's down between these two. Draper burns into the wall. Donald Stern, CD Mangrove. Oh, Donald Stern gets on the apron. That's going to allow CD to clear him. And out of turn number 4, it's going to be CD Mangrove getting the victory here at Daytona. Donald Stern 2nd, Dylan Bam 3rd, Rivers Jones 4th, and Gabe Gazzola is going to round out your top 5. They all wrecked past the line. And remember what I said? I didn't know anything about CD's legacy. Well, if his legacy was something before this race, he's added on to it. If it was nothing before this race, he's just beginning. As he's going to come to the start-finish line, and he's going to burn it down in the grass. As he parks it on the front straightaway, we'll go back and take a look and diagnose that whole final lap. I'm pretty sure the first car to go around was Michael Walls out of turn number 2. So give me a second to pull it up here. And poor Michael Walls, he almost had a great comeback. So here we go. As out of turn number 2, I'm not really sure what happened. CD goes up high. Michael tries to go middle. It looks like, oh, CD came down on him. And they just all made contact. Jimmy Cocker, Luke Allen. Also spinning there. Right here, Gabe Gazzola was behind Donald Stern. And then here comes AJ trying to push CD down into Gabe Gazzola. And poor Traver Burns, he had it missed, but then the 41 ran into the back of him. And up front here, I'm not sure what happened to Donald Stern, how he managed to get on the apron. Looks like racing hard side by side. Ooh, a bit of netcode. Sent that 88 down onto the apron. I know this is kind of a unrealistic camera angle, but you'll see that the netcode take place here. See, no contact between them, but you saw the 88 go down on the apron like there was contact. CD Mangrum beats out Donald Stern to pick up the win here at Daytona International Speedway. So we'll go live. I'm gonna try to figure out where the the broadcast interviews are. All right, so there's that. Let's see if I could actually drag people. So Dylan Bam came on third. We'll see if we could drag him in here first. Well, first, let me ask for interviews. I don't. They're in the they're in different calls right now. I don't want to just pull them out. So yeah, Dylan Bam said sure. So since I can't drag people. I cannot drag people. Oh. Well, he just magically appeared here. All right, Dylan, you got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Dylan, you and Micah tried it there at the end on that outside lane. Unfortunately, just a lot of contact on the back straightaway sent Micah around. But you managed to survive, and then that second wreck, you kind of had to check up after the spinning Gabe Gazzola right in front of you, and you just could not get back to the leaders after that. So a nice third place, though, for you in this first race. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely take it. Definitely not the fastest car there. I had a bit of damage from that lap 30 kerfuffle with the lapped car. So was expecting to be a bit off the pace, but it had enough in it to be at the front. And kind of unfortunate what happened. CD threw a dodgy block in front of Micah, and I mean it's the last lap. I'm not gonna lift, you know. You gotta go for that. So just unfortunate what happened. Got a bit lucky with Gabe and everything, and I'm happy with the third place, and I'm happy with CD winning. So I'll take a 1-3 for the team any day of the week. I'm happy.
All right, well, Dylan, you were kind of mixed up front, battling in the lead multiple times this race. So you definitely had a fast car, and you showed that in practice as well, getting the top spot in practice. So definitely a fast car, but like you said, that lap 30 damage kind of ruined your whole race.
Definitely. It ruined AJ's race more than it did mine. I was more or less okay. AJ kind of he got dropped from the pack because of that. I was able to just barely cling on, but yeah, unfortunate. AJ was up there helping me towards the end, but uh, could have been a lot better for him. I'm sure.
All right, Dylan. Well, is there anyone you would like to thank, sponsors or teammates wise, before you head out here?
Gotta thank AJ for giving me this opportunity to be here driving for such a wonderful team. Gotta thank CD for making those amazing moves there on the last lap, bringing it home for the boys. Um, yeah, thank the sponsors. Thank doing donuts for supporting us this entire thing. Shame we couldn't do the donuts tonight, but we came close, and we'll get them next week.
All right, thank you for your time, Dylan.
You're welcome.
All right, so we will move over to second place finisher Donald Stern. And Donald, I'm pretty sure this is your first race in the ARC iRacing series part.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yes,
what
sir.
were you going to say there?
I was gonna say I did the Cars Tour series, but other than that, this is my first.
Well, this is your first plate race in it. And you almost came home with the win, but unfortunately, a little bit of net code kind of sent you down on the apron while you were battling CD there, and you just couldn't get back to him. So a nice second place for you. How do you feel?
Disappointed. Well, I come to these races and I expect to win, and I think I made a really good move, and it just sucks because the whole field kind of blew up behind us, and the help that I had behind with Gabe really kind of just dissipated. Um, and then the net code always sucks. Where I was just gonna try to put it on his door, and just a little bit of contact sent me sliding out of four, but I was happy I was able to hold on to it and bring P second or P2. Just want to get to Auto Club. I like that racetrack, so yeah.
Yeah, and with two to go, you were pushing Micah, but then made a big aggressive move on him to get to the race lead, and it almost worked out in your favor there at the end. But
Yeah, I used my inspiration from NASCAR Heat 5 to do that move on Michael Walls because I did that too. He never had a fight against it on there. Just let me have the bottom. I'm happy he raced me very clean. He could have definitely wrecked me, but yeah, it was a good move. I don't even remember it, to be honest. I'd have to go rewatch the replay. Yeah.
all right, well, Donald, is there anyone you would like to thank before you head out here?
I gotta thank Hunter Smith back at home. He's ready for me on the couch.
All right, thank you, Donald. And last but not least, we'll get to CD Mangrum, who comes out on top in victory lane here at Daytona. So,
Yes,
CD,
sir.
you
How you doing?
survived. You survived all the chaos. I'm doing great, by the way. You
Yep.
survived all the chaos there on the final lap, and had a nice battle there with Donald Stern, but ended up on top. So, yeah, how do you feel about your first? I'm pretty sure this is your first iRacing win in this league.
Yeah. First win in ARC, man. I'm fired up. Big shout out to team owner. AJ gave me a huge push on the backstretch. Shout out to all the SLP guys, all the GTR guys, and most my sponsor, North Aluminum. Shout out to them. Finally got a win in that car, but that last lap, I was fully committed. I just know if I could get clear of the top side, they had a huge run. I knew if I could get clear of them, I could make something happen. These always come down to the last lap, and more times than not, there's going to be a bunch of wrecks at the end. And we were 3 wide on the back stretch, and they started wrecking, and it was just myself and the 88, and I went down to his door to side draft. He put his door on mine too. We a little bit of contact. I don't think it was anything really egregious, really just racing. I mean, for a win there, and I was able to hold on and get to the checkers. So yeah, I'm fired up, man. It was a blast. I hope it looked great on the broadcast.
Well, it definitely did look great on the broadcast. You made that, yeah, aggressive move coming out of turn 2. Just kind of stayed on the outside. It got a little bit scary there when AJ came up and pushed you, but
I was sideways. Um, you can see my stream. I was freaking out. I thought it was over for us there, but I was holding on. I learned from last season in the next gen cars. We ran at Daytona. Gabe and I came down to the start finish, and I learned from that not to I guess side draft both of us into the infield. So that was like the last thing I wanted to do, but it was a good race overall. I knew there was going to be wrecks. I was just trying to buy my time, put myself in a good position. I avoided a couple wrecks. A good pit stop got us up to the front pack, and a lot of cars bailed out there at the end. I was fully committed there at the end, and I just knew if I got the opening, I could try to make something happen. Just try to put myself in a good position, give myself opportunity, and that's all I could ask for, and it worked out this time. So we got one.
all right, CD. Well, is there anyone you would like to thank before you head out here?
Yeah, again, man. Shout out to I didn't even get your name, Ryan. Ryan, my man. Shout out to you for the broadcast. Shout out to all the admins in ARC. I know they work hard to get all this going and put on a good show. Shout out to once again my team owner AJ, all the SLP guys, all the GTR guys. Most importantly, again, my sponsor North Aluminum. And we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna get the pizzas. We're gonna have the Johnny Walker going. It's gonna be a good time.
All right, CD. Well, congrats on your first win in the iRacing League. And maybe iRacing in general. I'm not really sure, but
I got a few. I'm new, but I got a few. But yeah, appreciate you guys.
yeah. Well, congrats on your win, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. So that's gonna do it. Let me look at the schedule here real quick, if I could find it. Here we go. Okay, that's the late model schedule. Here we go. So next week will be Auto Club. I guess Donald already said that, but next week will be Auto Club. That's going to be a fun one. In the day. I always love Auto Club. Auto Club in Michigan. 2 favorite racetracks on this game. Of course, I'm not going to be racing them. I'll be here. But hopefully next week or sometime this season, I won't be the only commentator. Hopefully I'll have some guest commentators up in the booth. But yeah, thank you all for coming out here and watching. Thank you to the sponsors, of course, Dive Bomb and SimRapMarket.com. At least I know Dive Bomb sponsors this event, or sponsors with ARC. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to AJ for running this whole thing and all of his help, all of his little moderator helpers. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week at Auto Club. Should be a fun one.